Hi there, and welcome back to State of the Arts. It's great that you come and visit me every week, and now I have a wonderful person who's going to visit you. This is Mr. Jeff Arbus, a great friend of mine, a biking buddy, and also no stranger to the world of politics. Jeff ran in the most recent provincial and municipal elections, and for him the arts was really important. And so I wanted to bring Jeff in today to talk about the importance of arts in politics and those two things that have to go together. Currently, Jeff works at Sioux College in the community service worker program. And I've always enjoyed talking with Jeff about the importance of arts and how the government needs to support us. So first thing I wanted to ask you, Jeff, is what do you see as the current state of the arts in Canadian politics?
Well, I think it's great that you have this topic, and I think that I wish it was profiled more, because I think that the arts is really given short shrift in Canadian politics. I don't see it being on the agenda. I've been around, as you know, the political scene for a while, especially provincially and municipally. I think provincially is really the area to focus on, and it disappoints me every election that the arts is given commentary but never appears to be a high-profile issue. And maybe partly because it doesn't turn a lot of votes, unfortunately. The bitter reality of it is that although every commentator and every writer for probably the last 1,000 years have commented on the importance of the arts to sustain a culture and build community, still when it comes to elections, it doesn't appear to be an issue. Sometimes it is when funding is threatened, but even then.
It seems like when times are good, the arts, everyone's willing to sort of engage in the arts. But if times seem to be bad, like we're heading to a recession or something, all of a sudden they want to cut the frivolity, the joy out of everything. And you're supposed to focus on, I don't know what, the negative parts of things, the math and the science, or whatever it is,
those
or
are
jobs.
important things. But I think, if education's a good bell ringer, I think, because when we see cuts happening in education, often they are to the arts first, and it's perplexing, really. I understand the importance of other subject areas, the sciences and the humanities and those kinds of things, but the arts seems to pay the penalty. We still operate under the myth that you have to be a starving artist to be important, and I just don't buy into that. I just don't think it's right for a culture to take that view. I wish it was different.
Yeah, me too. I think that they forget that the arts is a social medium, and as a result, in an educational system, it is a social medium. So you can learn math alone at home on the internet, but you can't learn art alone. It's something that you share with other people, and education is the place where people get together and do things. So I think it's important. Why do you think that the arts and culture should be a focus of Canadian politics, like right now, in the next 10 to 15 years?
Well, we are reaching a critical point in our evolution, and the Occupy movement is really pointing to the need for and the demand in the hearts of many people to restructure the way we run society. And I think, if we look back throughout history, we remember historical events largely through the arts, through the music and painting and dance and theater that was associated with important moments in history. Those things help shape history and help shape a culture and give definition to a society. And I think now probably more maybe than in the last 30 years, the arts has reached what I think is a really important point.
You'd like to think so. And do you think that eventually, you were saying before you don't think that it's an issue in elections because it just doesn't swing enough votes. Like it just doesn't seem to be an issue what can arts organizations do to try and make that a bigger profile item?
Well, I think certainly speaking with politicians and making representation to politicians would be important. Trying to influence the policy that political parties have. When I ran, there were very few of the parties that had the arts anywhere in their platforms, and almost, I think one that had it in any prominent position with funding attached to it and promises of funding. So I think that those are important things. I think, and it's hard because I get that artists struggle. It's only so many hours in the day, and there's only so much money to pay your bills, and then to add on the need to be political is a burden, but I think it's a necessary burden.
I think you're probably right, and I think that's what our job is going to be as arts people out there in TV land, is that we need to advocate for the arts. We need to accept that it's a viable occupation to be an artist. It is something that you can do and something you can be for a living and for a life. And I don't think we want to be telling our kids that, don't be an artist, get a real job. Being an artist is a real job. And I think if we can get that forward, it'll go from there.
Yes, I would agree. I think there's a mission ahead, and I would like to see that embraced not just by the arts, but by the business community as well.
I think so. And as always, talking to you is fantastic. And we'll see you on the road biking our bikes. And I wanted to just thank Jeff Arbus for being here in the State of the Arts. Have a great day, everybody.